Hey, Robert, hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so they're coming in. So I'll give it a few, maybe like 1 minute for people to come in. So for all the students that are in this room right now, hang in there. We know it's late. You're gonna get great information in this session. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So it looks like we have 6 participants in the room. Okay, so this session you won't be able to use the chat, but you'll be able to ask questions. So if you look down below on the Zoom, there's going to be a button that says Q&A. So if you could click that and ask questions, ask away, and our panelists will be able to answer any of your questions. So then your camera is off and your mic is off as well. So then your main focus will be on the speakers, and then also a reminder to sign up for more sessions in the future as well. There's going to be a lot more panelists and colleges in the next sessions in the coming weeks. And then also letting you know that the recording will be available. So if you want to share this with your family or with your friends that couldn't make it today, feel free to do that. And then now I'm going to hand it off to our panelists.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nikki Klebeck. I am the Assistant Director for Regional Admissions with Illinois Wesleyan University. I'm just pulling up my shared screen here. Great, okay. For those of you who are on tonight, I did just want to reiterate that please go ahead and ask questions along the way. It'll be really helpful for us to kind of help you as much as we personally can. So if any questions you have, please go ahead and put them in the chat and we'll have a question and answer section after this. But each of us are going to kind of go through our own individual colleges here. So for me, Illinois Wesleyan University is a small liberal arts school located about 2 hours south of Chicago and 2 hours north of St. Louis, so in between 2 really great cities. I actually live in Denver, Colorado, and I recruit students all over the western half of the US to come to our school. And really my kind of point tonight is to try and talk to you about why you would want to come all the way to our little university. And the 3 kind of points I'll say first are that we are a small liberal arts university, so we're just about 1,600 students on campus, and we're an only undergraduate school. And I'll explain why that's really important as we talk more about the STEM programs at Wesleyan. We're actually located in a big college town though. So we're just about 2 miles away from Illinois State University with 22,000 other students right next door. We kind of get the best of both worlds. We're technically ranked 3rd in the nation for being one of the best small liberal arts colleges for best college towns. So I think that students really love their experience at our university. I know I did when I graduated from Wesleyan. It's just a really great experience to have that small, wonderful community in your classes, and then having that option for all the things that you would want in a city. Now specifically with Illinois Wesleyan, why would you want to come here for STEM? Well, we have a plethora of programs that are related to the sciences, ranging from the natural sciences and biology and environmental studies and ecology specifically, to more neuroscience programs that are focused on behavioral and cellular and molecular biology, but even then more interdisciplinary programs bridging biochemistry to chemistry, computer science itself as well, and mathematics and physics. So students really find at Wesleyan that they come here to find a really rigorous science program that's very personal to them. Today, I'm specifically going to be talking about that physics and more engineering focused pathway. I think a lot of the time students don't really quite know how to do engineering at a small school like us because they think about the big names like Cal State, for example, or MIT or something like that. But a small liberal arts school like Wesleyan really gives students a wonderful pathway to succeed in that engineering degree, and you don't have to do the physics route, or you don't have to do a traditional engineering route to get into that field. At Wesleyan, you have a couple options. There's a 4-year degree route where you spend 4 years at Illinois Wesleyan, and some of those options you can major in physics, chemistry, or biochemistry and do a pre-engineering pathway. And then we have a 3-2 run program where you spend 2 to 3 years at Illinois Wesleyan, where you'll do maybe like a physics or chemistry pre-engineering track. Then we actually directly transfer you to a larger engineering institution for another 2 to 3 years, depending on whether or not you just want 2 bachelors or get a full master's and 2 bachelors with an engineering focus. We have relationships with universities like Washington University in St. Louis for aerospace engineering. We have connections with Northwestern, University of Illinois, Case Western, and the list goes on and on. So our students, if they want that kind of direct path into a larger school, but they also kind of want a breadth of knowledge and not just focusing on one specific engineering pathway first, this is a place where you can kind of get a breadth of knowledge in lots of different areas before you go off into that smaller or that larger university and a more specified program. Now, what does that equate to? Well, 100% of our students who go through a pre-engineering track, no matter what your major in, actually either go into a master's or PhD or go directly into industry and get a job after their 4 years in college. And I'm going to reiterate that 100% of our students actually get the thing that they want to do, whether that's further schooling or going into a job in engineering after college. Even if they don't have that quote unquote named degree in engineering, they're doing that pre-engineering track in physics or chemistry or biochemistry and actually still getting the skills that they would need at a school like us. And they actually get that more personal experience too. So again, why would you choose the liberal arts though? Why would you kind of choose a program like us for a more engineering or STEM oriented route? Now at Wesleyan first, I love to reiterate our research component at our school. It's a very historical part of Illinois Wesleyan that we have research where we actually have been holding a research conference since the late 1800s at our university. And about 80% of our students on campus are involved in research in some way and actually present that work professionally on our campus. So as I was saying before, that it's really important that we're an only undergraduate school because it's like we kind of cut out the middleman where we don't have graduate students, and most of our faculty, if not all of them, are doing their own research, right? So we need our undergraduate students to actually help our faculty in the classroom to continue the research that they're doing. And those undergraduate students, our students get to even publish on those papers by the end of their 4 years. For me, when I was a student at Illinois Wesleyan, I was an ecology student and I did 4 research projects and actually was able to publish 2 papers. And I loved it. It was fun. It just kind of happened. I didn't expect it, but it happened towards the end of my 4 years, and it was amazing to have those wonderful connections with my faculty. And that kind of bridges that next component that I'm going to talk about, which is hands-on learning at Wesleyan. Our faculty all the time reiterate that we are one of the top programs in the country for students who actually are not just in a lab doing what the professor is telling them, but they're in those lab classrooms doing their own experiments for weeks and months at a time, where you're actually really getting to take those components you're learning and getting to work with them hands-on and in the moment and expanding on those more than you might at a different school. And then that the last big part that I love to talk about and why students choose Illinois Wesleyan specifically for kind of pre-engineering or STEM oriented routes is that they have a lot of flexibility at Illinois Wesleyan. That's still within a very, very rigorous environment. Of course, you see that through the numbers, through our students still getting into grad school and getting the jobs that they want. But all of our students in the sciences and in engineering pathways specifically can double major. You can actually be a student athlete if you want. We have an incredible D3 program and a very strong athletic department. And I think about a third of our students, if not more, in the engineering pathway are actually athletes. And then lastly, that interdisciplinary component, students actually kind of bridge bounds and go across different departments. So we'll see a lot of pre-engineering students interested in continuing in music. We'll see them a part of maybe political science or sociology or psychology, and involved in the humanities or the fine arts in some way, because we've realized that engineering students, they're brilliant people who have passions in so many different areas that we want them to pursue all the things that they're interested in, and still be able to graduate in that 4 years or do the 3-2 route. Now, some really fun things that I'll highlight outside of maybe a specific major pathway or a STEM career pathway at Illinois Wesleyan is we do actually have an esports program at our school. So if you find yourself who you're passionate about gaming, we have a plethora of different fields that you're welcome, or different teams that you're welcome to join. At Wesleyan, we do have an entire house and dedicated to our gaming students, that we're actually ranked the 5th best school for esports in the nation at the moment. So they've done really well. And our alumni have supported those students an insane amount. So you have just so much technology available for you. It's pretty amazing to see our students just bridge their passions out of the academic environment and into something that is really something they can succeed with in a career while they're a student. We also do have a makerspace at Illinois Wesleyan that whether you're a STEM major student or not, it is an entire department that is just a huge space with 3D printers, sewing machines, really everything that you could think of, that if you have an idea as an entrepreneur and you have that mindset that you actually are excited about something, here at Wesleyan, our faculty and our staff are here to say yes to your crazy ideas and your interdisciplinary passions that sound ridiculous, maybe on the inside, but someone's going to say yes to you here. It's fun to see what our students do. I could name 100 examples of students who have created some really unique things at our school, whether it's starting your own chocolate bar business or figuring out a new way to make detergent that's sustainable on campus, or creating 3D printing different things for your own businesses that you want to start. It's really amazing to see what our students are excited about. And lastly, I think that I really love to put this quote up here, because one of our presidents many years ago would always say the phrase, we're here to not only teach our students to do well in their futures and their careers, but to do good for the world. And I think that often we talk about the STEM careers, and especially engineering, as, you know, go and do all these really great things and land that job and get into grad school, but how are we going to be able to help the world in some way and make the world a better place? And we really ask our students and work with them every day to figure out how to transcend those very special skills that they gain into helping the world. And also, Wesleyan is here to help you. We have an insane amount of departments and help and places for students, like the Writing Center, the Office Diversity Inclusion, and our Career Center, that are there to help you with your personal life and making decisions that are going to really help you excel into the career and the field that you want after you graduate from our school. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to our next presenter. I want to say that's Katie.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Katie.
Thanks, Nikki. Great job. Okay, so I will share my screen with you guys and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so my name is Katie Reed. I'm the Director of Regional Admission at the University of Tulsa. And TU is a small private university that's located in the heart of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So here you can see a picture of our beautiful green self-contained college campus. And just down the street, about 3 miles from campus, you have downtown. So the city of Tulsa is the second largest city in the state of Oklahoma. It's the only city in the state that has its own ballet, symphony, opera, and orchestra. So there's a really thriving music and art scene in Tulsa, lots of concerts, lots of festivals that happen in the city year round. It's also a very green city, lots of parks, over 50 miles of hike and bike trails along the Arkansas River. And just a really fun place to be a college student. So you have really easy access to all of these fun things happening in a nice medium-sized city, but then you also have all the fun student activities happening on campus. So we have over 200 student clubs and organizations on campus to participate in. We are also a Division I athletic school, so we have 17 D1 sports that participate in the American Athletic Conference. We also have Greek life, we have music groups to participate in, and tons of pre-professional groups as well to get involved in before you go into whatever your intended field is once you graduate. We also have a 97% job placement rate for our students all across the board. That's the average job placement rate for all of our students from all of our majors. And we have some examples listed here of some companies and organizations that our students do full-time internships with, paid internships with, and then also get full-time employment with once they graduate. So a look at our academic programs at Tulsa. We're considered a small school, so we have less than 5,000 students on campus, and we're primarily undergrads. So of our 5,000 students, it's 3,300 that are undergrads. The remaining students on campus are in our grad school, or they're pursuing PhDs, or they're in our law school, or they're in our School of Community Medicine. But there is a strong focus on undergrads at Tulsa, and our average class size is about 20 students. And it's an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you truly are getting that personalized attention from your professors in the class. You're getting to interact with your peers in the classroom. Your professors know you by name. And it's truly a very interactive experience, a kind of a more intimate learning environment than being in like a large lecture hall with 200 students. So we really pride ourselves on that personalized attention, especially if you're going into the STEM fields. You're really going to benefit from that learning environment and getting that extra attention, because a lot of those programs are really tough. And so you're really going to be glad that your professor knows you, and that those professors are accessible, and that you can go to them if you need help with any of your assignments. So we have 4 different colleges on campus. We're primarily STEM focused. So our largest college on campus is our College of Engineering and Natural Sciences. And then we also have our College of Health Sciences, which is going to house our nursing and exercise sports science and speech pathology programs. Some special programs that you guys might be interested in if you're kind of looking for the STEM route in college. We have our Tulsa Undergraduate Research Challenge, which offers undergraduate students the opportunity to do research starting summer before freshman year, actually. So there's a couple ways you can go about doing that. You can get involved with research alongside one of your professors on campus, or you can come up with your own research proposal and get funding from the university to conduct that research on campus. And the vast majority of our students that participate in this undergraduate research program will go on to be published multiple times before they graduate, and will also present their research at conferences here in the States as well as internationally. We also have a program called ECCM, and that stands for Early Careers in Community Medicine. So with this program, we have the pleasure of admitting 5 incoming freshmen provisionally into our medical school as an incoming freshman. So that means that you know for sure that you want to pursue medical school after you do your undergraduate program. You're going to do a pre-med track. And if you're a top-notch student and you're accepted into this ECCM program, you know for sure that you have already been accepted into at least one medical school before you even start your undergraduate program at Tulsa. You just have to meet the national average for the MCAT in order to qualify to get into the medical school. And then we also have a cyber program, which I'll talk more about in just a second. So we have a number of STEM degrees that we offer, also minors, master's degrees, and PhDs. So I've listed out most of them here. As you can see, we have a number of engineering focuses. Our most popular are going to be mechanical engineering, petroleum engineering, computer science, and chemical engineering. We also have a lot of students come to us to do a pre-med track. We also offer pre-vet, pre-PT, pre-dental. You can pursue any of our undergraduate programs at TU and add any of those pre-professional tracks that you'd like. We also have some minors that we offer that we don't have full undergraduate degrees in, and that includes cybersecurity, biomedical engineering, and also neuroscience. And one of the cool things about the University of Tulsa is when you apply for admission, you're admitted generally, and then you can choose any academic path or any combination of our programs that you'd like. So you're never stuck in one department or in one college on campus. We give you a lot of flexibility. You can truly take an interdisciplinary approach to your studies. You can double major, you can do a major and a minor, you can do a couple of minors and a pre-professional track. So you can come in with that sigh of relief, knowing that you don't have to have it all figured out as an incoming freshman. And we will support you and will allow you to kind of tailor your academic experience to be the best fit for you. So I'd like to highlight some of our programs. Within cybersecurity, so I mentioned we don't have an undergraduate degree in cybersecurity, but we do have a minor and a master's, and we even have an online track for our master's in cybersecurity. And the minor goes well with any of the programs that I mentioned before, as any of our undergraduate degrees that I mentioned before. We are really well known in the cybersecurity community. So we're one of NSA's Center of Excellence, Center of Academic Excellence, and we're one of just a few universities in the country to hold those 3 CAE designations that are listed right there. We also have a cyber core program. We are the nation's largest cyber core program, and we train students in cybersecurity and cyber defense. And so about 75% of these students that participate in this cyber core program go on to work full-time when they graduate for the CIA, NSA, Department of Defense, and NASA. Most of the students that go in the cyber core program are majoring in computer science, computer engineering, applied mathematics, things like that. But there's not a required major that you have to be in order to be accepted into that cyber core program. And our students that are pursuing cybersecurity are also really involved in the competitive learning teams and organizations, and there's just a few examples listed there. So computer science is one of our largest majors on campus. It's the second largest department on campus, but an up-and-coming degree that isn't quite as popular as computer science, but it's growing rapidly, is our computer simulation and gaming degree. We have 2 different tracks in this program. We have development or design, and there's a number of really cool jobs that you can get with a computer simulation and gaming degree. And this degree kind of combines elements of art and music and computer programming. So you could go into game design, 3D, 2D animation, special effects design, interactive media. You can find jobs within the automotive industry, aerospace, manufacturing, and architecture as well. Oh, got the extra pictures over here. Okay, so let me highlight a couple of our engineering programs. These are our 2 most popular. Our mechanical engineering program is our largest department on campus. Any females here looking to go into mechanical engineering, you will not be alone in TU's mechanical engineering department. The national average for females in the ME departments on college campuses is 13%, and we have 25% female. All of our engineering programs are on a 4-year plan. So none of our programs are impacted at Tulsa, which means that it's direct entry and you can get into the classes that you need to graduate. So it's a 4-year plan, and 80% of our mechanical engineering students do graduate in 4 years, and the rest graduate in 4.5. For those students that are going into the field directly after finishing their undergraduate program, it is 100% job placement rate. And then also within our mechanical engineering program, we have a program that you can participate in called MADE. It stands for Make a Difference Engineering. And through the MADE program, our students work directly with a bunch of nonprofits in Tulsa. One example is the Little Lighthouse, and these our mechanical engineering students will design and build devices for children with special needs. So that's a really great opportunity for you to not only get hands-on experience in mechanical engineering, but you're also giving back to the community at the same time and doing something really great for those kids. And then lastly, our petroleum engineering program is consistently ranked in the top 5 petroleum engineering programs in the country every year. We are one of the only campuses in the country that has a drilling simulator on campus. So our PE students truly get that invaluable hands-on experience working with those tools that they're going to be using in the industry. And our engineering students are also super active in various competitions. The NASA Robotics competition, the SAE Baja competition, just to name a few. And we don't offer aerospace engineering, but about 20% of our mechanical engineering students do go into the aerospace field. We do have internships with NASA. We have quite a few of our ME students that go on to work for NASA full-time once they graduate. So my contact information is listed here. I did want to mention for any IB students that are joining us tonight, we do have a very generous IB credit policy. We give up to 36 credit hours for IB coursework, and that extends to HL and SL classes. So rest assured you will get credit for your IB classes. If you're taking AP, we also give credit for those. And when you guys apply for the University of Tulsa and I review your application for admission, you're automatically considered for a scholarship at that time. So I hope that you guys will consider TU for our STEM majors. I will stop sharing my screen now, and I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Cassidy from my hometown, Houston, Texas, University of Houston.
Right on. Thank you so much, Katie. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all, and we'll get to it. So good evening, everybody. My name is Cassidy. I am a regional admissions counselor with the University of Houston. So today I'm going to go over just a brief overview of the university, and then I will also speak to some of our opportunities in STEM. So with that, I will introduce the city of Houston, which I hate to break it to you, is not necessarily a college town. So Houston is the 4th largest city in the nation. It is the most diverse city in the nation, and the University of Houston is actually the 2nd most diverse public college in the nation. So Houston is considered the #1 city to start your career because there are a variety of opportunities that exist for young professionals in the city of Houston. So some examples of that would be the world's largest medical center. The Texas Medical Center is located in the city of Houston. It's the world's largest medical research center. So a lot of really wonderful research and internship opportunities there. 24 Fortune 500 companies right in downtown Houston. We're about 10 minutes from downtown Houston. So our business students have access to that. And then of course, NASA is located in the city of Houston. So we definitely get a lot of students that are interested in taking part of some of those opportunities there. So Houston, like I said, it's not a college town, but there are a lot of young people in the city. So you have several other universities that are located right in Houston. Rice University is in Houston. Texas Southern University is in Houston. So there are a lot of young people in the city of Houston. We are a large school, so 38,000 undergrad on our campus. However, we do have some pretty small class sizes for a big school. So average class size is about 32 students, and the faculty to student ratio is 1 to 21. So I think that speaks to the level of research output that we have going on at the University of Houston. When universities are doing a lot of research, they're able to add or hire more faculty, and thus we keep the faculty to student ratio lower. So we are a research institution, so we have 16 academic colleges, over 120 different majors. Before I get into the more STEM-oriented majors, I'll just highlight some of our most popular majors, which are going to be our College of Architecture and Design, our business program, our engineering program, of course, hotel and restaurant management, anything having to do with the pre-health sciences, which I'll get into in just a second, and then our College of Technology as well. So I bring all of that up to say that we do have a variety of majors. If you wanted to minor or double major in something that was completely unrelated to STEM, you can do that at the University of Houston. So please excuse these slides. I put these together myself. I know that they don't look that great, but so I'll talk about engineering first. So our engineering department, every single one of their programs is nationally ranked. There's some really wonderful opportunities inside and outside of the classroom. So in terms of academic opportunities, we offer biomedical engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, industrial, mechanical, and petroleum engineering. I do want to mention that Houston is the petroleum or the energy research capital of the world. So much of the oil industry is operating out of the city of Houston. So some really wonderful opportunities for our engineering students, our business students, and even our students in our College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. So just to highlight some of the opportunities on our campus for our engineering majors, in addition to a variety of different internship opportunities that you will find in downtown Houston, places such as Chevron, IBM are headquartered in downtown Houston. We also have established partnerships with NASA, with the NASA Center, which is close to our campus. So you can go there and take part in research and internship opportunities. Houston is also the cancer research capital of the world. So if you're a student interested in like biomedical engineering, there might be some opportunities there. And then of course, it's the energy capital of the world. So lots of opportunities in that sense. And then by us being a research institution, you have a lot of opportunities to be involved in faculty-led research, and a lot of, like I keep saying, unique internship opportunities. So some other like on-campus resources in terms of like student success resources. One of their most popular programs is going to be their Promise program. So it is a student success resource designed to recruit and engage and support engineering students of color and young women that want to be engineering. So they actually offer scholarships, so you can apply directly to the Promise scholarship, and then you'll be a Promise scholar. And some of the Promise kids are fully funded, so their entire tuition is covered. Some kids are getting partial coverage and things like that. And then they also provide outreach and professional development and internship opportunities. So they really are on making sure that their students are engaged in the local community and exposing younger folks to STEM, which I think is awesome. And then of course we boast an accelerated master's program in our engineering department. So there are several different pathways and things that you can do, specific focuses that you can study that will earn you not just your bachelor's, your BS in engineering, but also your master's in engineering as well. And most of those programs you can do in 5 years. So what that looks like, your first 4 years, you are really focusing on your fundamentals and getting your bachelor's. And then in that last year, you're really honing in on some sort of specialty and taking your graduate units. And then when you're done with that, you have your bachelor's and you have your master's. So definitely a lot of hard work required in a program like that, but it is an opportunity that's there. So I do want to mention that, we do have 17 other programs like that in our in other academic colleges, and I'll speak to some of those as we get through this. So then I really love our College of Technology. So I know we see technology and we think immediately things like computer science and things that kind of orient around things like that. But technology in this sense really means, in addition to technology in the typical sense, in addition to that, they mean that this is where our programs that are really designed to help students achieve a specific career path. So in college, whatever you major in might not always translate to the career path that you're going to go on. But with these majors, these are a little bit what we call more terminal. So they're designed to really to get you where you want to be. So some examples of that would be human resource development, retail and consumer science, construction management. A lot of our students that are a part of our architecture department are also double majoring or minoring in construction management. But some programs that are within the College of Technology that are a little bit more STEM oriented include computer engineering technology, computer information systems, digital media, and technology leadership and innovation management. So that is taking like classes in computer science, and then also taking like management classes with our College of Business. But I would like to especially highlight their pathways that they have in engineering. So if you look at this second box of course, of majors, engineering and industrial technologies. So what these programs are, they're designed to offer students that have a passion for engineering, especially that hands-on learning piece, the more practical components of engineering, designed for students that enjoy that type of learning, but do not have the highest math grades. So engineering is math intensive. You are going to take a lot of the higher level math classes if you are majoring in an engineering program in our College of Engineering. But if you want, you can also major in something in our College of Technology. And the main real difference coursework-wise is that you're taking the classes that are a little bit more lab-oriented as opposed to in the College of Engineering, where you're taking the lab-oriented classes and you're also taking the other classes that kind of are a little bit more theoretical. So more theoretical and also more math-oriented. So with these majors, you won't have to do a lot of the higher level math classes, and they offer programs in computer engineering, construction management is considered a part of that, electrical power engineering technology, mechanical engineering technology, and then supply chain and logistics technology. So the difference between, say, electrical engineering technology and mechanical engineering technology and the other majors in the engineering department is that when you graduate from these programs, from my understanding, a lot of the time you end up at the same places, the same types of companies, you just are doing a different job. So whereas the student from the College of Engineering is kind of more so involved in the design, the student from the College of Technology is more so involved in overseeing the implementation of those designs, just kind of in a nutshell. And then I do want to also highlight that 72% of the students that graduate from College of Technology have really great job offers, and they also have over 48 student organizations. All right, so in our College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, this is where you're gonna find things like biology, biochemistry, chemistry, computer science, earth and atmospheric sciences, mathematics, and physics. So I think one of the things that would set us apart in some of these areas, other institutions, just again the research opportunities that you have to partake in. So all of our faculty are required to be involved in research. So you definitely have some really cool and unique opportunities in the areas of like faculty-led research. And then to the right, these are just some of the different resources that they offer on campus for these students. I'm going to skip to the next slide though, just in the interest of time, but they're very, very big on providing strong support networks for all of our students across, every discipline and every major, but particularly with NSM, they really want to see everybody, kind of accounted for and having these different opportunities to do the things that they want to do. So architecture and design, one of my favorite programs on our campus. I always like to say that it's expensive to study architecture in California. Only 2 of our public institutions offer architecture. It's not that, it's a private school. Private schools are expensive. So I love our architecture and design program just because it's affordable, a lot more affordable than some of the other research schools. So some of their majors are architecture, interior architecture, industrial design, in addition to environmental design. And then they also have minors in architecture and world cities. They have a beautiful, beautiful facility. I really love going over there. They have everything that you need from wood shop professionals and tools to beds and showers because you are going to spend a lot of time there. It is one of our only 5-year bachelor's programs. So then, of course, in the health sciences, we're a great fit for students interested in the health sciences. So Houston's the cancer research capital of the world. You got the Texas Medical Center. Our medical school just admitted their very first class. And then also some unique opportunities in public health. Houston being a large city, a large diverse city with a lot of people with a lot of different needs. So if you are interested in anything from pre-optometry to pharmacy to pre-occupational therapy, a physician's assistant, a pre-physician's assistant program, pre-dentistry or pre-nursing, we definitely have you covered. And then the last thing I'll leave you guys with just briefly are our out-of-state tuition fee waiver opportunities. So our in-state tuition is about $12,500 a semester. But if you were to get one of our academic scholarships that range from $1,000 to $6,000, if you get one of those scholarships, in addition to the cash that you get from that scholarship, you will also only pay our in-state tuition. Our in-state tuition is $4,500 a semester. So if you get the $1,000 scholarship, technically your tuition really is $8,000 a year. And so $4,000 a semester. And so a way that you can make yourselves competitive for that is if you are in the top 25% of your class, about a 3.65 GPA, you're going to be a good candidate for that opportunity. And then of course we will be test optional. And if you're a senior, all you need to do to be considered for any of our scholarship opportunities, including the out-of-state tuition fee waiver, is apply by not November 15th, this is an old slide, but November 1st, and get us your resume, your personal statement, and your 2 letters of recommendation by that date, and you will automatically be considered. So with that, I will stop sharing my screen and we can go ahead and open it up for questions.
For anyone who has questions for us, please go ahead and stick them on the chat. We'll answer them as quickly as we see them. And if you don't have questions, just thank you for being here. and for sitting on the last session tonight. I know it's late, but we really, really appreciate you guys hearing what we have to say. And it is really important to know that there, just like us at our universities, there are admissions counselors across the country at all the different universities you might be interested in who are here to help you and talk with you if you have questions. So please reach out to us. We love doing what we do, and we love helping you guys figure out what you want to do for your careers and what you want to do for college.
Awesome. So thank you all for the panelists for sharing all that wonderful information, and for the students that are still in this room. So if you want to ask a question, go ahead and put it on the Q&A down below. But does the panelists want to have any final advice or final thing you want to say for the participants?
I would just want to recommend to students to really utilize your admissions counselors at any of the institutions that you're considering. We are here to help, and we are a wealth of knowledge. And so it never hurts to reach out and ask questions. Every institution is different with what they're looking for in applicants, how they award scholarships, whether or not they're test optional this year, and lots of other things. So we always love to hear from you, whether you want to email, call us, text us, schedule a Zoom meeting. Just make sure that you're not being shy about that. It can definitely benefit you in the process. And a lot of schools will also look at demonstrated interest. So, when they're considering you for admission and scholarships and maybe some special opportunities, they might look to see how involved you've been in the process. So that would be my advice. And if you can visit campuses and you feel like it's safe to do so, definitely visit. But if not, look to see what kind of virtual visit options we have on our websites.
Right on.
Awesome. So go ahead, Cassidy.
Oh no, I honestly did not have any parting words. I think I said enough. So
okay. So thank you, everyone. It's been a long day for everyone. So thank you so much for sharing information, and for the participants. Final things: please, when you turn off the Zoom, do the quick survey for us and sign up for more sessions in the future. And if you missed some of the sessions or want to share with your friends, their recordings will be available on our website. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming today.
Thank you.
Awesome. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Have a good night.